Okay,
Hello, welcome. I'm Trina, and that's Jason,
that's correct.
and this is Life Divergent. All right, in today's episode, we're going to be discussing 10 signs that you may have bipolar disorder.
Now, these are not signs that we came up with because we are not mental health professionals. And so anything we say cannot and should not be taken as any sort of advice from any medical, legal, psychological, geriatrical perspective. Any of the above.
Geriatrical, even.
I don't know. It's the
You
fourth
can
thing that
say
came
that
up.
because I'm probably geriatrical.
I don't even know if that's a word. But yes, nothing in here should be official in your minds.
Right,
Okay.
we're just us. All right, I have a friend with me today, and here's my little friend, Ariel. Is she non-blurry? I think she's blurry.
Blurry-ish. It's
Okay,
fine.
well, that's good enough. Ariel. All right, what about you? Do you have a friend with you today?
Sort of. My friend is currently contained in this
Holy
Lego.
crap. Did you build that? Is that a Lego?
Well, it's multiple Legos.
Well, yeah, I meant like a Lego project, I
Mm,
suppose. And it
I made
lines
this
up.
like a year and a quarter ago. So yeah,
What'd you say?
sorry, this was blocking the mic. I made that about a year and a quarter ago.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a urinal ago.
I hope not.
Don't ask. I don't know. I also have my little Nido because it helps me to talk better if I'm squishing something while I'm speaking. And it says, I Nido you. All right. So
Well, isn't that fun?
it is so fun. It is so fun. Okay, so just a couple of things before we get started. Um, the prevalence of bipolar is pretty high, but it's pretty much in line with some of the other neurodivergences that we've spoken about so far. Globally, it's said that about 45 million people live with this condition. So that turns out to be about 1 in 150 or 1 in 200 adults. And in the US, it affects about 6 to 7 million people. And I think there are approximately 350 million people in the US right now. So, um, yeah, it's what, around 2 to 3% of the people. So, not tons, but enough for it to be a thing, so to speak. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and get started and just go over some of the things and talk about our personal experience with them because I've been diagnosed as bipolar. What about you, Jason?
Yes, that was the first thing that was officially noticed or confirmed about me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't know if there's context for that yet.
Oh, well, for those who haven't seen prior videos of ours, Jason's my son, which means I'm his mother, of course, naturally. So that's the reason for the thank you and the I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So, first of all, decreased need for sleep. That is typically related to the mania or hypomania that is related to bipolar, because bipolar is depression and mania together. Not same time necessarily, but together. All right. So, on the need for sleep thing, you have some thoughts, Jason?
Yeah. The decreased need for sleep is the ability to function without feeling tired. Whenever anyone's lacking sleep, they're going to be suboptimal, whether they recognize it or not. People need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but if people are saying that, "Oh, I'm fine at 5 hours of sleep," you're operating at like 60%, dude. Come on. Imagine how much better you would be if you got a decent amount of sleep. But it feels fine. I'm at 5 hours of sleep and 6 hours of sleep most nights. It seems okay, but it's not. Trust me.
Yeah. At some point, there's going to be a crash, most likely, where you burn out from your mania, and then you can settle into a nice depression where you get lots of sleep. Not everybody sleeps with depression. Some people don't sleep with depression, but that need for sleep can be kind of a misnomer where you need less sleep, but that's because you feel like you need less sleep because you feel fine because of your mania. So yeah.
I'm still stuck on the part where you said settle into a nice depression. So,
Sorry. Nothing is nice about depression, I assure you. But yeah, that's me being a little facetious. All right. Yeah, I do find that when I, okay, full disclosure, I am on medication, so I don't really experience the extreme highs and lows anymore. Um, but occasionally I do go off my medication. Part of that has to do with my ADHD, where I just don't feel like taking it because, gosh, it's going to take a whole 2 minutes to do, and I just can't be bothered. But anyway, in general, I'm medicated, so I don't experience those highs and lows anymore. But when I did, I would. Do I hear a kitty kitty?
no, I was whistling at my kitty.
Oh, okay. I feel like that sleep thing was so true. I mean, that's how I got through college. Mania.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a thing. Little sleep, doing those 30-page monsters, as we used to call them. Ridiculous. I wonder if they have to do those nowadays, what with AI and everything. Hmm. Anywho. Anything else about decreased need for sleep, Jason? Do you think we covered it?
nope. Just the reiteration that it's a trap.
Yeah. It's a trap. Watch out. All right. Number 2, racing thoughts and accelerated speech. Well,
Well, indeed.
deep subject.
I have to slow myself down for these things that we're doing, and I forget that I need to slow myself down because every day at work, this happened so many times yesterday. I was talking to clients I work with, and I noticed after like 30 seconds that I was just going. I gave 3 minutes of information in 30 seconds, and that's not okay. Because I was trying to keep up with what my mind was doing, and it was an acceptable speed for me, but not those on the phone.
You can't listen that fast. Your clients can't listen as fast as you can. Brrr.
So I have to slow down, enunciate, all that.
But then do you get worried that you're going to forget the other stuff that you were wanting to say that your mind already thought of? Because I do. I think that's part of my pressured speech is because I'm worried that I'm not going to get it all out before, and then I'm going to forget stuff.
If I'm talking about just about my life or a thing that I'm doing that can happen, a memory at work, I'm talking about like a specific issue or item or answering a specific question, I tend to not lose focus on that. Well, hold on. I have had to ask a few times. I'll like repeat what I think they said like a minute ago, like just want to make sure that's what that was because I had just gone already. But I don't really forget what I was saying.
Hey, kitty kitty. Hey, Pascal.
She's so happy.
Hi, Pascal.
She'll sit on my lap and she sits on my lap and then looks up at me so I can scratch her jaw, and then after a minute or 30 seconds or whatever, she'll curl up in a ball on my lap. That is standard.
I love Pascal. I love her. Yay.
She's an adorable little kitty.
She is. She's a sweetheart. All right, so now extreme irritation and agitation.
Oh, you didn't comment on racing thoughts? Accelerated speech?
Oh, I'm sorry. What? See,
you don't have to, but
racing.
Didn't know if you meant to skip.
My thoughts race all the time. Again, on medication, so it helps. I still do kind of experience some, but I've also taken up a couple of behavioral things that have helped me because a lot of my racing thoughts, not all of them, but some of them have to do with doing tasks and so on. And so I overthink the task before I do it. Now, what I've taken to doing is I will give myself a time to do something. For example, when I was getting ready to take a shower today. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a shower at X time. That way I can stop thinking about it until X time starts to roll around. And I've been pretty good about doing that now. Like, it's like it gets it out of my head if I give myself a time instead of sitting here going, oh my gosh, I need to take a shower. Oh my gosh, I need to take a shower. Oh my gosh, I need to take a shower. It's like, okay, I'm going to do that at 11 o'clock. And that way it's out of my head. And so my thoughts aren't racing about needing to take a shower. The other thing that I do is I have like these little notebooks here. Oh, my daughter made that sticker. Yay.
She's very creative.
She is. I have these little notebooks, and during the day, I just sit here and I write things down. When I have like too many thoughts of things that I want to do or things I'm thinking about and it won't go away, I'll write it down in my notebook, and it helps, I have found. I've been doing that since about December, I guess, and then I stopped for a while after Mom died, because I stopped doing everything for a while. But I'm getting back into it again, and in addition to my medication, these couple of behavioral things have been helping with my racing thoughts. So there's that. And that's really all I have to say about racing thoughts right now. I took my medication today. It was good. So I'm not having racing thoughts right now. I am speaking rather quickly and stuff, but yeah. All right. So moving on, we have extreme irritation and agitation. I think these first 5 things that we're covering are more related to the mania side of bipolar, and the next 5 will be the depressive side, I think. So, extreme irritation and agitation. What about you? I mean, I always think I'm pretty chill, but...
Well, I mean, I always think I'm pretty agitated. So.
Do you?
Okay. Well, it's easy for me to get impatient, I think.
Yeah.
When it concerns other people, not concerning things that I do that might take a while. Like, that's fine.
Right.
But I like to move at a certain speed, and I don't know if it's extreme, but I feel it happens. The lack of justice is agitating.
Oh, gosh. That's the worst.
Yes.
I hated that. I hate that. I hate that. I think I don't have to deal with a lot of it because I kind of keep to myself. However, there's a lot going on in the world, and I try to isolate myself from a lot that's going on in the world. Otherwise, it drives me insane because I don't understand why things aren't done about things. But so yeah. But the things that get me now, like you said, with like impatience are, okay, when I'm coming home and I have Courtney and Hartley in the car with me, for example, or just one or the other, I wait until everybody gets out before I lock the doors. And it drives me crazy because I'm like, we're almost home. The landmarks, So start getting ready to get out of the car because I'm the one driving. I get out of the car almost instantly, and then I'm just standing there waiting. Okay, fine. It's maybe 1 minute, maybe 2. But to me, it seems like forever. So I'm like, let's go, let's go, let's go. So I get agitated by that and impatient, but then I have to remind myself that I don't know what I remind myself other than maybe, okay, not everyone's you. Calm down. Settle down. Settle down, babies. Anyway, that's me. Okay. Anything else about extreme irritation or agitation?
Yeah, like I feel like I need to clarify. I was talking about being very patient with myself, less so with other people. Sorry. Like, I don't really feel that way about helping people or teaching people or whatever.
Right.
That's not really it. It's like if I'm relying on people to move at a certain speed so I can accomplish what I'm accomplishing. That's kind of where, like, I have things I need to do. I need to, come on, let's go, faster, please and thank you.
Right.
I
Kind of
don't express
depending
that.
on others.
I just know that it's there. But
Yeah.
anyway, I just wanted to clarify that. The
Yeah.
need to be as clear as possible is an ASD thing, which we did not talk about 2 episodes ago, but
Oh, yeah.
just throw that out there.
Well, it'll come around again pretty soon, I'm thinking. Maybe in our next episode.
Okay, now we have to talk about grandiosity and overconfidence.
Yes, we do. I have a really bad problem. It's not so much anymore, but I used to think I was going to be something. Okay, I am something. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and those are the best things ever in my life. But I always thought that I was meant for something greater, like someone who served the greater good. And I guess I don't really feel that anymore because I'm getting older. So I'm like, my time's running out. What is it I can possibly do? I'll never be president. Not that I think that they necessarily contribute to the greater good always, but that's a whole other podcast, not this one. But yeah, I don't think I have it so much anymore as I used to. You ever feel like you're meant for greater things, for the greater good? Spider-Man?
Sort of, but I also know that the fact that I'm not working in that direction is the consequences of my own inactions.
Right.
But kind of going through a funk recently. So
Yeah.
pull out of that and refocus on things I was just starting to focus on. But so I suppose, like, is that really grandiosity? Because anyway, forget that. Overconfidence is something I use. I don't know. I haven't really put any thought into that at all.
The overconfidence thing, it's like, they frame it like it's a bad thing as part of mania, but is overconfidence really a bad thing? I mean, maybe in the context that you're overconfident that you can do so many things all at once and accomplish everything and end up maybe not accomplishing anything or very few of the things that you set out to accomplish because you're overconfident that you can get all those things done. Yeah, that can be bad.
Yeah, well, I have that problem with time, where I have a perfect idea of how quickly and efficiently I can do something.
Yeah.
And I go into it with the best intentions, and I know that in a perfect world that could be true. Maybe that's part of the overconfidence, but there are other variables. Or
Yeah.
if I think I'm qualified to do something, like maybe mentor someone on a topic, and then when I get into it, it's like I have no idea what I'm actually doing. I should not be here. Hopefully I can fake it till I make it.
Well, I think my overconfidence partly comes from I can do a lot of things. I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of person, whereas I learn a lot of things well enough, but not as well as maybe I should have to have the confidence that I have in those abilities. But again, when I'm manic, which doesn't happen a whole lot anymore because again, medication, that would be my problem though. I would take on so much. Like when my kids were little, I was involved in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and I volunteered at school for both of their classes. I was a room mother. I was at the school like 40 hours a week. I was going to college because, of course, I can do everything all the time very well. Well, I ended up crashing and burning on everything. So, my overconfidence. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else about grandiosity and overconfidence?
Nah, I'm all set.
Set. All right.
I'm all set. Yeah.
What's next?
Impulsive and risky behavior.
Oh, yeah.
That could mean a lot of things.
It can.
It's not necessarily feeling like you want to go skydiving all the time.
Yeah. My impulsivity mostly manifests in buying things. I like to spend money. I think part of that has to do with the dopamine rush of spending money, buying things, getting new things, waiting for the deliveries, just everything that's involved in buying things, or going to the store to buy them. So I have to really kind of watch myself and help me if I get my hands on a bit of money, because it'll be gone as quickly, almost as quickly as I got it. It's ridiculous.
I don't. I'm way too frugal. I like having money. I do not like spending money. I like knowing that I'm stockpiling it, and that's like I don't like spending money on even basic necessities if I can help it. I think that's an OCPD thing, which maybe we do an episode on that sometime. But when I do see something that I want and it's expensive, I don't need it, but I'm gonna get it because it's, I don't know, a new graphics card, or I decided that I wanted to learn how to skateboard, and so I went out and bought like a good one with good shoes to go with it, or things like that, which is part of impulsive. I don't think buying a skateboard's risky behavior, but yeah,
Skateboarding is, or can be.
it can be. Yeah,
How's your skateboarding coming along?
I stopped doing that because I'm not doing it with a friend of mine anymore.
Oh, okay.
I don't really like doing things like that by myself, and he was kind of showing me how to do it. I don't really know how to do it on my own. I could pull up a YouTube video, but then it's like, if I'm not doing this with a friend, why am I doing it? Like, what's the point? Just so I could say I have this skill, I could do other things that I enjoy a little bit more. So
yeah, okay. Well, and then risk taking can be, getting blackout drunk, driving while drinking, drinking in general, engaging in illicit drug usage, kinds of things.
I just kind of put those pieces together. You get the mania, you get excited about something, and let's say you talk about the driving while intoxicated, there's a thing you want to go do, you're like, no, it's fine, let's go. You just don't even care. It's just part of your normal, which is not ideal, but that's a good example you gave.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else about this?
Yeah.
All right. So now, as I mentioned, now that we're at number 6, we're getting into the depressive symptoms of bipolar. So we're at fatigue and low energy. As I mentioned, I sometimes, because of my ADHD, go off my meds for a day or 2 or 3 or 12 or whatever. I try to be consistent, but sometimes it's hard for me. But I just got done. I slept not yesterday, the day before. I went to sleep at like 4 o'clock and pretty much slept until today. I mean, I woke up a couple of times, one time for a couple hours, another time for 2 or 3 hours, but in general, I slept. I think I'm in a depressive mood a little bit, or it would be more noticeable to me if I'm not taking my meds, but for a couple of days I didn't take my meds, and boy howdy did it ever catch up with me.
Mm-hmm.
So made sure to take my meds today, because I don't like that. I don't like the way that feels, but I think it's exacerbated by the fact that we're currently planning my mom's celebration of life for the first weekend of July, so might be a little bit of avoidance going on there.
I'm sure there are people who are tired throughout the day, and then right before bed, they're just wired.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of aspects of the mania side, and then the less mania, unmania, depressive side.
Yeah.
So I'll hit those fatigue, low energy parts just randomly throughout the day, which comes along with, I shouldn't even do that thing. Why would I bother? All the depressing stuff that I don't care for. And then you get those bursts of mania that's like, I can do everything successfully and I need to do it right now. it's 10:30. I need to go to bed now to get 7 hours of sleep. Let's just stay up for another 4.5 hours because I want to do this thing. That's fantastic. I can do anything.
Or you're like, okay, I can stay up all night and continue to go the next day. And then like 30 minutes before you really should be getting up to start your day, you're so tired. But you can't sleep. Or if you do, then you only got 30 minutes of sleep. But yeah.
In those
So-
situations, I am afraid to take that 30 minutes of sleep because I don't know if I'll wake up.
Right. That's the scary part about it.
Just powerful.
Yeah, I mean, that's been my norm for a while. Even though, on medication, I still struggle with sleep. But then, like I said, when I am not taking the medication, I sleep. But my normal on medication is I don't sleep. I think my mania gets through more than my depression. I'm not sure, but I was always considered a rapid, can't speak words, a rapid cycling bipolar anyway. I could cycle a few times throughout the day. It sounds to me like, again, not a doctor, but it sounds to me like you do too with what you were just describing about your highs and lows throughout the day. It can be frustrating, but sometimes it can be good.
I have been better about going to sleep at a reasonable time and fighting, because so it's like 11:30. I really should have been in bed already, but I've been watching a lot of the DC Batman style videos, and I had one pulled up last night thinking I could watch this, it won't be that bad. But I didn't. I was able to talk myself out of it, which is a rare thing. Normally it's like, just one more. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
2:30.
Yeah. Didn't happen. All right. Okay. So the low energy thing, the fatigue, I think we pretty much covered that. Anything else you want to add?
I'm good.
All right. What are we moving on to now?
Well, something I kind of touched on, severe sadness or hopelessness.
Yes.
Which I had mentioned, this feeling of, why bother doing XYZ? It's not going to matter. I'm not going to be good enough. If it's a habit like exercising or eating well, it's like, well, why would I bother starting? I'm just not going to be able to stick to it. So now I don't really feel that as much, but before I started medicine, it was the worst thing in the world. Just kind of wanted to curl up in a ball and not exist. Not like a permanent not exist, but just kind of disappear from life for a few days. Didn't want to go to work, didn't want to get up, didn't want to do anything. Hopeless, helpless, sadness.
Yes. And I know nowadays people are more using the word sad, but it's beyond sad. That's why I think it says extreme, to make people understand. But it's there's such a huge difference between being depressed and being sad. I know with sadness, you feel it with your whole self, but I feel like with depression, it really just takes you over. And it, think about the word depress. It depresses so much about your system, your bodily functioning, just like we were kind of talking about sleeping and stuff like that. It's a whole body thing. And really, you can get so down wondering, what is this all for? What's the point? As you said, it's not good, and it's not something that you can just get happy. Unless, of course, you have mania, and then you get manic. But yeah. That's really all I have to say about hopelessness and severe, except this one thing. There were times in my life that probably, if I didn't have kids, I might have decided not to be here anymore, when things felt like they were so bad. But before I was medicated, one good thing is, like, after I was diagnosed and I still wasn't medicating, I was good about talking to myself and saying, okay, here's why this is happening, the neurotransmission, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'm not going to go into it right now because it's all very medical jargony, but it might be for another episode. But I was at least able to talk to myself to say, okay, you don't really feel this way. I mean, you do, but if your brain chemistry was not off right now, you wouldn't be feeling like this. So that worked for me for a lot of years, kind of. Kind of. But having kids and having purpose in life really kind of saved that life. So that's it for me. All right. We're up to number 8, Jason.
Yeah. So the thing is, I believe we've touched on this twice.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just don't want to do anything. I have a bunch of things I could do that I like doing. I just look at them and just, I don't really want to. Don't really have any energy, but it's not really energy. Don't really have any interests, but I do, but I'm not feeling interested in them. I'm just going to sit here and maybe exist for a while and then go to bed, get through the workday, looking forward to 5 o'clock, sitting there with nothing to do, just waiting for the day to end so I can do it all over again.
Yeah.
So that's currently where I am.
And it's like that whole repetitious thing. It's like, what is the point? I mean, I feel like for me, with the loss of interest, as I was telling you earlier, I feel like there were times before I was diagnosed with ADHD, especially, and before I got kind of all medicated the way that I needed to be. But again, there's some crossover in these, which we'll go into in another episode. But I would be sitting there doing something that I enjoyed doing, and all of a sudden it would occur to me that I really wasn't enjoying it anymore. So I'd look for something else to do, and I'd kind of go to a usual thing that I would enjoy doing, and I would feel this sense of terrible ennui, and I would be like, oh, and I'd get this flash of rage. It would only last for like a moment. I think it was rage. I don't know. I don't think I'm really that good with emotions necessarily or defining them, but it would feel like a sense of rage. I just would feel it in my whole body, and it was this extreme discomfort. I don't know, because it was upsetting to me, because all these things that I loved doing, my joy was gone, and I'm like, okay, I can't live without joy. What is the point of living without joy? Please don't take this as if you don't have joy going out and doing anything extreme.
In retrospect, maybe we should have mixed in the mania with the depression, because we're stacking a lot of depression at the end of this thing.
What's important is, as I keep going back to, I went and sought medical attention for these things, and I got medicated. So please, if you're experiencing anything like this, make sure that you seek medical help. Please, please, please. Again, I'm still here because I understand that under certain lights, things look one way, but in another light, they look so much better. So, yeah, sorry for that. It just occurred to me that I was probably putting it on pretty heavily, and you're right. Maybe we should have mixed these up. Yeah.
We could probably cut that out in post or something.
Well,
Maybe
it might be good to hear, I guess. Okay. So, anything else about loss of interest?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
What's
I can't really comment on the next topic. It talks about changes in sleep and or appetite. So, I have the issue that's the opposite due to likely ASD, where I have to have very specific eating and sleeping routes. I mean, the sleeping part, I just push that because I'm irresponsible, I suppose. But I eat at very specific times of the day, and I have the appetite for those things at those specific times of the day. So I have other things that contradict this thing, but let's see if you have the experiences that this is describing.
Well, changes in sleep. Well, I just explained that I was pretty heavy into not sleeping, not by choice. But then comes the crash, and I slept for a day and a half or whatever it ended up being. Um, so again, I went off my meds a little bit, so that really allowed that depression to get me hard, I think. Um, but I do experience sleep changes in sleep difficulties when I'm in a depressive state, and I just got a really good dose of it. As far as appetite goes, I tend to eat more, I think, when I'm depressed or bored. But when I'm depressed, I tend to eat more. I know there are some people who their experience is that they eat less when they're depressed, but that's not me. If I'm in a good mental space, I eat more normally, I think. But that's me in a nutshell with those two things.
Okay. Yeah, so I can't provide further commentary.
All right, then let's move on to number 10, which is what?
So this is about difficulty concentrating. And in my opinion, it's different than the ADHD difficulties with focusing. Because ADHD is more of, for me, I cannot focus. Barring hyperfixations, try as I might, it will not happen. All the willpower in the world that I try to put into it doesn't matter. Bipolar difficulty concentrating, again, my opinion is that the things that when you're going through the mania, you have all these different things, this excitement, this energy, and everything warrants your attention. So it's hard to really focus or concentrate on any one thing. And the low sides of it are you're overwhelmed with all these other thoughts, perhaps negative, that have a stronger pull than the things that you need to do, perhaps.
Yeah. I also think that it can manifest in a way that, as you said, with mania, I was really good about thinking about a lot of things all the time and doing a lot of different things, not at the same time, but in the same time period. But then the difficulty concentrating when I was depressed came from nothing had any flavor, so to speak, anymore. Nothing interested me. If I wanted to concentrate on those things, I would very quickly revert back to the depressive stuff. I couldn't even watch a television show, for example, if I just wanted to put it on to distract myself. It didn't really work as a distraction because I would be so caught up in my head, and just, even though it's a mania thing, I would have like racing thoughts of depressive things, which kind of sucks. But
I have an interesting sort of opposite to that.
yeah.
Where if I'm doing something work related that's not really interesting, or if I'm in a meeting even, I get distracted by my own thoughts, and I will just sit in front of like a half completed email for 5 minutes, or I will zone out of a meeting. But what I'll do sometimes if I'm working is I'll have like a YouTube video of either stand-up comedy that I've already heard or shows that I've already watched going in the background. Because the part of me that would normally get distracted by itself can focus on that, and the rest of me can focus on what I have to do. And during most meetings, I'm actually doing like grid-based or number-based logic puzzles when I'm in meetings, because I know the rules and I can autopilot most of it at this point. So I just go through the motions of that, and it keeps me distracted enough to focus.
Yeah. Because I don't work now, I kind of forget about some of those things, and it's been 3 years or so since I did. That was one of the things that I did while I worked, is I would have YouTube videos playing off to the side. But again, like
Did they have
said,
YouTube back then?
oh my gosh. You guys know I just threw that at him. Yes. So You're one to talk. You're getting up there, mister. I'm just a saying. Anywho, aw, no pouts, no pouts.
Okay.
um, but so I would have something playing. And that's also something that I do when I try to go to sleep. Is if I have to have something on. I can't do the whole darkness, whatever. I need some distraction to distract me from the fact that I'm not sleeping. Anyway, I'll typically watch something. I say watch. Belabor the point that I'm not going to sleep over something that I've seen tons and tons of times. So that's what I would do at work. I would have YouTube videos playing or something that I've already seen that I'm familiar with, because it would be noise to distract those parts of me that would easily get distracted while the rest of me was able to focus on my work. So, yeah. I don't know if that's exactly the same thing that you said, but sure does sound just about like it. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think we're done with bipolar, the 10 signs that you might have bipolar disorder. I think that there is, since we're talking about such a heavy topic today, they now have a national suicide hotline number that is 988. If you're contemplating any self-harm or harming of others, please make that phone call, 988. We've had suicide in our family, and I promise you it's not good. It's not okay. So please, if anything we said triggered you or disturbed you, make sure you make that call. With that being said, is there anything you want to add?
Well, yeah, let's end on a lighter note.
Yes.
I got a random fact that has nothing to do with anything.
Sounds good. I like random facts that have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. You might hear this a lot, but a fun one is bananas are berries, but strawberries are not.
So, banana berries and straws.
I'm not really an expert on this, but I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that the seeds are on the inside of fruits.
I bet you're right about that. Sounds reasonable. All
Cool.
right.
Well, that's fun.
I have no fun facts. But what I do, well, I do have one, I think, fun fact. And that fun fact is that next episode that we do is going to be on comorbidity at the intersection of neurodivergence types. That's where they cross each other and have similar symptoms. In case you don't know what I can't even say it.
Comorbidity?
That one, yes.
I thought that's when you have morbidity at the same time.
That's so morbid. Anywho, Miss Lame is going to sign off now. Thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate it. If you had fun, hit like. Well, not even necessarily fun, but if you enjoyed this, hit like, consider subscribing. We'd really appreciate it. We're new, so we're trying to build our audience, and we'd really be grateful if you would be one of those members. All right.
Cool. Now that the shameless self-promo is done, have a good day.